remember to go over to YouTube and subscribe to Cakers Chat.
Welcome to the SoFlo Cake and Candy Expo 2018. Let's get inside.
Welcome, cakers, bakers, and sweet treat makers. This is Cakers Chat.
In this episode, we chat with Liz Butts of Sprinkle Pop. After 15 years in the cake industry, she turns her passion for sugar and creativity to a new confection. She's on a mission to change the sprinkle scene. In less than a year, she went from a one-woman show operating out of her small sprinkle room in her house to a dedicated warehouse space with a devoted team of Sprinkle Fairies. What was once Liz's wild idea is now quickly becoming an unstoppable force in the industry. Liz saw a sprinkle world that was lacking customizable sprinkles, so she filled that void with Sprinkle Pop. Liz brings joy to cakers worldwide with her high quality and unique sprinkles. Liz and her sprinkles continues to take the industry by storm. That's that, so now let's chat.
Liz, thank you so much for joining us. What brings you here to SoFlo?
We are here at a vendor booth. We are selling our sprinkles for Sprinkle Pop. Sprinkle Pop. So we're excited. This is our first year. We've done a couple other smaller shows throughout the U.S., but we're making our way around and meeting everyone, and I'm excited.
I'm excited for it, Liz. Liz, what is your objective here other than selling sprinkles?
We're trying to just spread the sprinkle love and networking and just meeting people and just getting our name out there, really. I have a lot of friends in the caking industry, but we've never really gotten to meet all of them in person, so I'm really excited to put some names to faces.
Tell me, how did you get into this?
So I've been a caker for like 15 years and I love it. But maybe about a year ago, I saw some just beautiful sprinkles when I was shopping for stuff, and I was actually looking for a custom mix for me for a baby shower cake that I was doing, and I couldn't find any, like no one was doing custom mixes, and if they were, it was a small shop on Etsy and it wasn't the quality that I was looking for. And so I went out and I bought all the stuff and I did my own, and after that I was just like, hey, I could do this. And I remember texting my husband and being like, what if I sold sprinkles? And of course he's like, this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. He was so not on board. But he's here with me now and he's super supportive, and it's been a year and we are sold globally. And we're carried by some big names like Global Sugar Art and Evil Cake Genius. So it's been a great year.
Yeah, I would say so. So you basically went from an idea. How did you make that transformation in the first place? How did you do it so quickly?
Well, anyone who really knows me knows that like once I set my sights on something, it happens very quickly. Like I'm very like spontaneous, and so like I don't think about things too long. If I really want it, I go for it. And so it was, I was working a full-time job, so I was doing this on nights and weekends. We did $1,000 in business in our first month, which my husband thought I would sell like 2 bottles. So that was like crazy impressive. And then
he obviously doesn't know us cakers at all.
He doesn't get the industry.
He gets it now.
He does. He's totally into it. It's really funny because he always tells anyone, he's always bragging about the business, and like he obviously doesn't work in sprinkles. He's in biomed, and so he just like all his companies and his coworkers, they all know about my business. It's very entertaining.
It's fantastic to have your own promoter in the house. Isn't that fantastic? Obviously, your skill set has grown. Has your style changed?
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started out doing caking, I was 15 or so, and I was just trying to learn anything and everything. And that still really continued, I think, when I discovered Craftsy. Like, everyone, like, Craftsy just changed my life. We do. I discovered Craftsy in college and took hundreds of courses, and it just took me from amateur to professional in like a matter of a year. And then after that, like once I had kind of like mastered all the other little pieces, then I kind of honed in. Like I really love wedding cakes and big cakes. I don't like baby shower cakes. I don't like figurines. Like I like sugar flowers and just like elegant, kind of like Shannon Bond cake design. Like that's my love.
What was that Pinnacle turning point for you? I mean, you still love cakes, obviously, because I hear how passionate you are about it. What was the Pinnacle turning point?
Well, part of it was the instant success factor of how quickly it grew, and so it really kind of kept me going forward. But also, like having done cakes for 15 years, I was, I guess, kind of ready. I'm like a jack of all trades. Like I like to learn new things. like even like reupholstering furniture, painting, or building things. Like I like to get dirty with my hands. And so this was just like a new task to conquer. And I mean, like I said, like the success really helped me stick with it. And I quit my job after about 8 months. And so we're doing it full time now and moving into a warehouse and crazy.
How do we stand out in a sea of sprinkles? What do you do to stand out?
So for me, one of the things that I noticed about some of my competitors is like, you don't know the name behind the brand. And that was really important to me, was to get to know my audience and also be involved in the cake community, which is why I started coming to shows and meeting everyone. But I think even just as a caker, it's really specializing in something and finding your niche, because even though earlier I said I'm a jack of all trades, I like to learn new things. The most successful people pick something and specialize hardcore in that, like Shannon Bond Cake Design, like Avalon with her gravity-defying cakes and her sculpting and everything. And those people are what you see are the most successful, not the people who will take any cake order and just run with it. You know, you really have to be the best at what you do.
What kind of tips do you have to kind of keep yourself so that you're not a jack of all trades?
I think it comes down to figuring out what you love. So I did small cakes and baby shower cakes for years and years and years, and I was good at them, and I kept getting those orders, but I really liked them. And so I noticed that when I did the cakes I liked, those cakes were showstoppers. Even though I was good at the other ones, the passion didn't come through like it did with the wedding cakes and the tall and the flowers and everything. I think you subconsciously put more heart into the things that you actually like to do.
Like you were talking about your style. How do you find your style?
So for me personally, it's not about what other people like, because I have to enjoy what I'm doing. I think there's kind of a split factions of how to find inspiration and stuff. And I know some people say don't look at cake pictures, stay away from them. I personally think it's great. Like, indulge at the cake binging, but don't carbon copy people. It's important to take a trend or something that you love and put your own spin on things. So a great example of that is, I know Aaron McInnes, who is in Canada, he's a cake decorator. He was making a unicorn cake. He actually did a sculpted unicorn, but still on trend. And the horn that he made was out of isomalt, and he filled it with sprinkles. And I just thought that was such a unique twist on it that it made it completely different. Like, it wasn't that typical unicorn cake, you know? And so I think doing things like that is what makes you stand out if you are still looking for that like niche, if you're not quite there yet. But definitely, like, you find the most successful people are specialized, like Shannon Bond Cake Design, where she has her tall and beautiful elegant wedding cakes, or like Avalon Cakes, and she does all the sculpting. So it's really about like getting in that niche and doing what you love and just being really passionate about one specific thing, whether it's modeling figurines or sugar flowers or what have you.
So when you're looking at Pinterest, because this is interesting, because we've talked on Cakers Chat a number of times, and we've said don't go to Pinterest, right? But you're saying go to Pinterest and get inspired and kind of dissect the good parts, right? And see if you can come up with something else. Like Aaron came up with something not only a different look, a different spin on something that's trending, which is the unicorn, the magical unicorn, but also a completely unusual or something different use for sprinkles. We usually sprinkle things on top, right? This is within, and using ice malt. Oh my God.
When he showed me, I was just like, it was because he was doing a challenge with Cara Andretta, and he was like, I need to show you something. It's a secret. I'm not releasing it yet. And he sent me the picture, and I died. Like, I couldn't believe it. And I did. I tried to recreate it at home, and I've not worked with isomalt very much, and it was tough. So I mean, he killed it. It was awesome.
Yeah. Hold on to your spatulas. It's time for the Quick Mix Q&A. Your favorite color?
Mint green.
Favorite song?
This Is Us from The Greatest Showman, or This Is Me.
Name your favorite season.
Christmas. Because Christmas.
What's your favorite dessert?
Cake. I'm a vanilla with a fruit filling kind of girl.
What's your least favorite dessert?
I like anything with sugar. There's no least favorite for me.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
And your zodiac sign is?
Aries.
Name a cake tool you just can't live without.
Can't live without. A rolling pin.
Exactly how did you get into caking?
When I was about 15, I made a cake for one of my boyfriend's brothers for a birthday, I think, and it was just like a simple strawberry cake, but the enthusiasm and response that I got to it was so exciting that I kind of just kept at it, and I've been doing it for over 15 years now.
If you weren't a caker, what would you be?
Well, in a former life, I was a treasurer for an oil and gas company.
What did your first cake look like?
So my first cake was that strawberry cake, but my first decorated cake that I think of was one that I did for my 18th birthday. It was a 3-tiered fondant covered cake, lopsided with just some like little dots on it, and I stuck a flower in the top.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I am building a sprinkle empire, and so that's what I would like to be remembered for.
You're very business oriented. Where's this coming from?
So prior to owning Sprinkle Pop, like I did do cake decorating for 15 years, but that was always on the side. So like many of you, I had a day job. I have a degree in finance and business, and I worked in the oil and gas industry for almost 10 years. And I think doing that, and specifically I worked in a small up and coming like growing company. Like when we started, we were only like 10 people. And when I left, we were 500. So watching that company grow, and also having my husband as a support system, and he has a master's and he's been in business and everything. So he pushes me to think business minded when my caker brain kind of takes over, and then having that history, working in business, I think has really helped me kind of get away from the creative. You need to be creative. Obviously, this is a creative product,
right.
But the success has definitely been because I've treated it like a business and really, searched for lower cost and finding the right product and figuring out all the shipping and networking with people, finding out where my product fits best. And it's some of the places I can't talk about some of them, but I have some exciting stuff coming up that are surprising fits for sprinkles. And so just really getting your name out there, getting out of your comfort zone. I know a lot of cakers are introverted, and I definitely fall into that category, but my husband pushes me so hard to go out, to talk to people, to reach out, even when I think it doesn't make sense. Just do it anyway, get out of your comfort zone. I mean, and every single time I've done that, something successful has happened for my business. Really?
Awesome. I love hearing that. That's so encouraging. That's so encouraging. And I hope you listening, I hope that pushes you, because right there I got this jolt of energy when she said that. Because, I mean, this is why these conversations are important. You are an introvert, but you take yourself out of there, and it didn't hurt to try.
So a great example of that is probably about 5 months in, a reporter from NPR contacted me and wanted to know if I'd be interested in doing a piece. And she was going to fly to Houston, come into my home, and interview me for a radio show that was going to be nationally broadcast. And I was talking to my husband about it, and the introvert in me was just the anxiety. I cannot begin to tell you how nervous I was. But I pushed past that, and I said yes. So she flew to Houston. She was super nice. We had a great time together. And from that, I got featured in Rachel Ray magazine. I got picked up by Global Sugar Art just from saying yes.
Say yes!
Right? That's right. Just put yourself out there.
Do you have any sprinkle scoop for us?
So one exciting thing is I mentioned earlier, we are moving into a new warehouse. So I'm very excited. I have a team working with me now, and we are growing like crazy. And we will be at Cake International this year in the UK, which is nerve-wracking and exciting. But again, you gotta just say yes and do it. Just push forward. And yeah, we're really excited about that. One of our biggest things is collaboration. So I'm constantly reaching out to other cakers to see if they want to do something with my sprinkles. I can't tell you how many bottles of sprinkles I've sent all over the globe. just getting people to work with my product. And I love to work with cake decorators, or cookiers. So if anyone's interested in collaborating, definitely you guys reach out to me. I'm always looking for people to be innovative with my sprinkles. I actually have a collaboration coming up with some great sugar artists, and we still have a couple open spots. So if you think that you would like to be in our collab and do something innovative with our sprinkles, you need to be in a niche and be very specialized in what you do, be able to take good pictures, but we're still looking for people, so definitely reach out to us.
So get in there as soon as you can.
We have about 10 spots left,
So if we want to learn more and get the sprinkle scoop, where do we go?
You go to www.sprinklepop.shop. We are also on social media, and the / is sprinklepop.shop on Facebook and Instagram.
Liz, thank you so much for joining us. Have fun here at SoFlo, and we will check you out. Thank you, my love.
Hey, hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cakers Chat. If you have a question or two, don't let it stew. Comment below and let us know. Hey, and give us a hug with a thumbs up and a subscribe. Catch you on the next episode of Cakers Chat.
Hi, I'm Melanie.
And I'm Natasha,
And we're the hosts of SoFlo Cake and Candy Expo. The 2018 show was amazing.
so grab your aprons because 2019 is going to be fantastic.
Head over to SoFloCakeandCandyExpo.com to sign up for our newsletter.
And be the first to know about our classes and swag.
And don't forget about all of our special guests.
So grab your coffee and join me
And me for Cakers Chat at SoFlo.
And as a special gift, Cakers Chat followers can use promo code CAKERS, that's CAKERS, to receive 15% off general admission. Tickets go on sale October 1st. See you there.